everybody? It's the Bulldog coming at you, Mr. Metalhead Warrior in New York. Hey, how you guys doing out there? I, I've been listening to a variety of stuff. I got some new things. I did some orders that I'm still getting to, but I want to break down some things that came out this year, recently, 2024. Some albums that I've been spinning and going back and forth on. So, let's get into it. Alright, one of the first things I just want to get out of the way right now, and I mean literally toss it out of the way, is the Motley Crue canceled EP. I said this before when I first heard it. I think it's a waste. I think they're pushing now to get back into the forefront. The EP is just bad. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't care. And the thing is, I've been a Motley Crue fan for a long, long time now. I feel like they're stretching now, pushing, trying to get back to what they once were, and this is not the way to go by it. I said it before. John 5 needs to get out of Motley Crue. He just needs to get out, go back to Zombie or Manson, wherever band he's gonna be in now. They made a mockery of one of the greatest songs I think ever written by the Beastie Boys, "Fight for Your Right." Dogs at War is just pushed. The lyrics, in my opinion, are almost childlike. Like they just scribble things down and put it on tape. The title track canceled the same way. I said before when I heard it, when they first released canceled and Dogs of War, I didn't like it then. I sure as hell don't like it now. So this is one thing. I know a lot of diehard Motley Crue fans out there are gonna be like, "What are you talking about? It's great." Da, da, da. I'm a diehard Motley Crue fan myself. Like I said, I've been in the Motley Crue for quite some time. They're not going to be what they once were. Never will be once were back in the day. I've seen different comments about it. I've seen different reviews on it. A lot of diehard Motley Crue fans even said, it's a waste. Like, in my opinion, they should have stayed retired. Lived up their royalties and whatever else. But, they had to come back to the limelight. And it's one of the worst things they've ever done. Period. So, Motley Crue cancel EP. Don't even bother with it. Now, some things I've been spinning, listening to. 2024, again, I said it before, is one of those, this year has been insane with releases, much like 2023 and 2022. There's albums coming out everywhere. I know I did a couple things on a few albums, fast streams. I am working on like a top 50 of my personal favorite albums for 2024. I'll probably end up doing that probably December maybe, because I know there's a few things that are coming out between now and at the very end of this year. So definitely, I'm definitely gonna do that. One of the bands that I've been spinning since I got this record, Instant Ferrum, Winter Storm album. I've been these guys for a while. A couple of my favorites by them, From Afar, Two Paths, One Man Army. They're from Finland. Folk type, like a melodic death metal at times. This one has a lot of different elements in it, I noticed with them. This record, it's like they still have that classic folk sound. They slowly incorporate some power metal into this record. A number of the tracks. Also, there's been there's some doomy, very doomy aspects on this record, which I absolutely love. Um, very there's parts of the album that have very melodic work. Um, parts that are really heavy breakdowns. Um, there's some blast beats in this too. Um, a few of the songs that stuck out for me, um, Winter Storm Vigilantes, um, second track off the record. Good song, heavy song. I love the vocals in it. Um, it has that thrashy type feel also on this record. Um, melodic, just a typical like Insiferum sound. That nice clear folk sound. You know, um, and a lot of people don't really like folk, that much. Um, I just recently got into like that folk sound, like maybe you know 10, maybe 12, 15 years ago. But I've heard it, I heard it prior. I just didn't really get into it. But these guys, I've been a fan of these guys since I first heard them. Um, another one of Sorrow and Strife. Again, melodic sounding, doomy sound with it. Has that nice breakdowns, little, little doomy melodic parts to it. Another one from the Chaos, another song that I absolutely love about this record. Um, and then also Fowlerland. You guys, if you like older Ethereum, pick this up. Remember, if Winter Sun, the lead singer went, the old lead singer from here. I'm trying my mind's right in this one. The old lead singer from here went on to form Winter Sun in like I think 01, 02 or something. Something in the very early 2000s, maybe like 2000, maybe 2001. Um, also, there's a song called "Scars in My Heart." It's all female. Mad, Madeline Madeline Legester. She's in a band called Elaine, or yeah, Elaine, Eleine, from Sweden. They're like a dark symphonic, doomy death metal type band. I I had to go back when I heard her sing them. Um, find out who it was. Um, great song. It's like a very very doomy power type ballad, mixed in with like a folk sound. She does an amazing job on that track. Um, uh, Scars on My Heart, very, very crisp, clear, clean vocals for her, which I obviously when I heard that song is like one of those songs you just kick back with like a nice brandy or something like a wine, just listen to it. It's very laid back folk, a little doomy hints to it, melodic. Um, all in all, I like the record by them. Um, came out on Metal Blade. Um, I've been these guys for for some time. Like I said, you know, two paths from afar. I think it's a good combination on this record of their past releases, especially those two. Um, on this record, um, the vocals, in my opinion, he, uh, they're not overly done. I think they're perfectly for this album. A lot of folk bands and like that melodic type um, sound, and tend to like try to push their vocals and extend them. I think it's a perfect job on this record. Um, I think if people are into Winter Sun, early Amorphous. Trying to think who else. Um, trying to manage that. My mind's been blank right now. But definitely, early Amorphous, uh, Winter Sun, um, a bunch of other bands I can't remember right now. My mind is been totally blank on me. But definitely, check out these guys. Insiferum, uh, Winter Storm out on Metal Blade. Very good album. Definitely, definitely will be in my top 50 when I do it. The next one is by my boys from Rochester, New York. Undeath. Called More Insane. This came out on Prosthetic Records. These guys, death metal, almost like a grind to these guys. This is their third full length, and these guys, in my opinion, these guys keep getting better and better with each record. A few of the songs that stuck out for me: "Sutured for War," "Branded in the Blade," "Wailing Cadavers." There's a song called "More Insane" on this record. It has a lot of Slayer vibes in this record. I played this track back a couple times. You could see their influence of Slayer, Testament, Creator influence on this guy, on these guys. You can see the Carcass. You can see the Morbid Angel, Death. That song, More Insane. If you listen to Reborn on Slayer's Rain of Blood album, and to listen to this track, you could see the same attributes in from this record on that Slayer song. These guys have been around for a little bit now. Like I said, third record, numerous EPs, New York death metal. In my opinion, they're keeping the whole scene going. That's them. Again, that's the insert. You know, I've been saying this for the past month now. You know, past few streams. There's a lot of great death metal. Just, you know, coming out of the tri-state area, especially here in New York. As I say, New York death metal has been going, you know, non-stop for 20 plus years now. You know, there's so much great bands coming out of New York. But definitely check these guys out. On Death, definitely my top 10 of the year album. Came out on Prosthetic Records. Check these guys out. Next one is a band that I've been into since the beginning. Blood Incantation. Absolute Everywhere, or Absolute Elsewhere is the title. Came out on Central Media. These guys just are nuts, in my opinion. I think it's a great album. Atmospheric, melodic, death metal grind. Some like Pink Floyd. I say these guys, if you put in a big bowl, you mashed up Pink Floyd, Godflesh, Carcass, Death, Ministry, got some Master in there, some Priest, even some Maiden. You would get Blood Incantation. I think it's an amazing record. You could go from something that sounded like a Carcass, Morbid Angel type Death to like Marduk sounding almost sometimes, to like, you know, like you're back in the 60s listening to Pink Floyd. You know, these guys don't shy away from it. I love what they're doing. I love how it sounds. Like I said, you can mash in so many different bands. You know, they have every every aspect that you can think of in this record, and that's what I think makes it so great. You know, um, you have the death metal aspects of it. You have the melodic. There are some doomy parts on this record too. Very, very doomy type records. You got some grind thrown in for good measure, and you got some industrial tossed in there. You know, like I said, if you mash up Pink Floyd and Godflesh and Carcass and Napalm and just a variety of different, you know, aspects, you know, different genres of bands, throw them into a bowl. You got Blood Incantation. This came out on Central Media. This is their, I want to say their fourth overall release, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, I got them right there. Let's see, yeah, fourth or fifth overall. Again, Central Media. I've seen these guys once or twice a couple years ago. It blew me away. But definitely, if you guys haven't yet, check out Blood Incantation. Uh, absolute, absolute elsewhere. Uh, it's one of those bands where you could be in the '60s and '70s, and also just transform into the now and then back and forth. It's a great mixture album, I think, of all different types thrown into one. Like I said, check them out. Next one is a band that I didn't know about until just recently. Um, Glacial Tomb. Came out on Prosthetic Records. Lightless Expanse. Um, Very like a death metal grind, sludge mix of like a doom feeling. Um, this is their second full length, I believe. Came out on Prosthetic, like I said. Um, Void Room, Void Room was one that stuck out to me. Um, the vocals are insane. They have some of the best breakdowns. Guitars are on point. Heaviness, yeah, blast beats that go like a million miles an hour and then just drop down. It's insane. Um, like a, it's like a thrashy death metal, doomy type record. Um, I've been spinning this since I got it, and this has left my CD player. It's just one of these albums from this year. A band that I think a lot of people need to listen to, need to get this record. Glacial Tomb, out on Prosthetic. Lightless Expanse. Check these guys out. Definitely check these guys out. It's just this one album again. I know it's like a broken record, but literally, that I've been telling people about. You know, pick these guys up. You know, I didn't realize that they had no album before this. Another band that I missed over the past couple of years. How, I don't know, but definitely Glacial Tomb on a Prosthetic. Check these guys out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed about them. Yeah, guys, I got my notes written down again. I just scribble stuff. One of the next albums that I was looking forward to coming out, and I think it's a great album by them. Guys, you don't know? The Crown. Yes, they were formerly known as Crown of Thorns back 10, 15, some odd years ago. This is I think their 12th release, I want to say. 12th or 13th, something like that. Because the first two, I believe, or three, or something like one or two, were under the name of Crown of Thorns before they called themselves The Crown. Swedish death metal melodic. This one has more of a thrashy undertone with it, which I think it fits them perfectly. It's a heavy record. Um, I think the past two were very good albums. Royal Destroyer and Death Race King, I think it was the one before Royal Destroyer. I think those two albums were damn good albums. Um, Cause my favorite Crown of Thorns are probably the Burning and Eternal Death records that they put out when they were Crown of Thorns. I thought it was, you know, great albums by them. A few of the songs that stuck out to me, yeah, the the opening track, "I Hunt for the Devil," very heavy song, um, melodic at times. Again, it has the thrashy undertones to it. Um, I think it, I think a lot of people, if you're into um, newer creator, um, some later nuclear assault type, believe it or not, um, even like newer Slayer type, and I would say even like a Megadeth type thrash speed type feel. Check them out. Um, Another one, Church Burner, really heavy thrashy type death metal song. The, the undertones in it are just phenomenal. The breakdowns in it, the vocals are on point. The guitars are just nuts, in my opinion. Um, they're like a there's there's some parts of them also of this record. Um, I forgot what song it was. Um, it might have been Church Burner, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, I'm sorry, Gone to Hell. The song, yeah, Gone to Hell. Very thrashy, very thrash oriented guitars. Um, Another song, Agitator, same thing, has that old school um, melodic death metal feel that the Crown Thorns have been famous for. Um, you can also hear some like um, mid-level, like a deicide almost sound um, with the guitars, the breakdowns. Also, you can definitely hear the influence that Death um, had on them. A lot of the tracks have that old school death metal sounding guitar, the vocals, the breakdowns, the the, the quick blast beats on it. Um, Crown of Thorns from the Crown came out on Metal Blade. I was waiting for this album to come out. Like when I saw the list of albums that were coming out this year, this is one that I had circled. I've been a fan of these guys since I first heard them, basically. Um, all in all, I think it's a damn good record by them. It's definitely one of the top albums for 2024. Um, Another band that, you know, changed their sound a little bit over the years. Um, Not a bad record, a heavy record, very melodic type feeling, thrashy parts. Um, if you like their past two, you'll definitely like this record. Um, the vocals are on point, the guitars are, you know, right there in your face. Um, you know, a lot of bands try to throw everything at you at one time, you know, but them, yeah, I think they keep it to where it keeps the listener wanting to come back. Um, my opinion, there's really not a bad track on this on this entire um, record. Uh, the Storm That Comes is the ending track, another heavy one. Um, Gone to Hell, Howling at the Warfield, another one. You know, it's just a I think it's a classic melodic death metal, album with the, like I said, with that undertones of like the of like a of thrash and speed thrown in there. Um, some even some hardcore sounding in here, especially the drums and the guitars and the breakdowns of it. So definitely, if you haven't yet, the Crown of Thorns, check these guys out. Next one, Deceased. Another one I was waiting for to come out on Hell's Headbangers Records. Remember they used to be on Relapse back in the day. Um, Death metal, it's the typical Deceased sounding, uh, that old school doomy death metal feel, some thrash parts. Um, s some of the songs have like a little, um, like a darkened type thrash feel to them. Um, Reaper's Nesting is one of the songs that stuck out to me. Um, is it that that older feel that Deceased had on a couple of their earlier records? Gravedigger, Fed to Mother Earth. It's not a real bad album. Um, I think it could have been a little bit better. I think musically it could have been a little bit heavier for them. I know Deceased has always been that, like that doomy type thrash metal, death metal type band. I think a few of the songs lyrically were rushed a little bit. Um, like the title of it, Children of the Morgue. It's a good song. It's just, you know maybe you know maybe I missed, you know Fearless, the Fearless Undead Machines record, uh, Cerebral Overdose record. Because even Ghostly White, which came out before this one, that album, I think that album is a little bit better than this one in my opinion. Um, like I said, it's not a real bad album. Um, Maybe if I listen to it a couple more times, but and again, I think parts of it are great. Um, the guitars are there, that the sudden drops, you know, the doomy feel to it, you know. But like I said, it's not a bad record. Um, I think they rushed into this one. Uh, Again, but they've been one of my favorites since I first heard them back in like 91, 92 when they first came out. If I'm not mistaken, Luck of the Corpse, I think that was 91, 92. I got it over here somewhere. Somewhere over there. But yeah, I didn't, like I said, not a bad record whatsoever. Um, the covers, I first saw it, when I first saw the cover, I thought of the movie, the horror movie, The Dolls. That's the first thing I thought when I saw the cover of it. um, Skull with Vacant Stare, uh, Broody Laminate. Um, even their instrumentals on here, it's like two or three of them, aren't that bad. I think if they would have put lyrics to those songs, I think that one might have been a little bit better. But all in all, it's not a bad record in my opinion. If I have to do a rating on it, I would give it 3.5. Um, yeah, if you're into Deceased, and I've been into it for a while. Um, I think I'm partial to their older stuff. Like I said, um, Ghostly White wasn't bad of an album. I think that album was pretty damn good in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, not a bad record. Deceased, I don't know, Hell's Headbangers, Children of the Morgue. Check them out. Again, if you guys have any comments or anything, you know, some feedback on it, you know, your thoughts on anything I'm reviewing, feel free, drop it in the comments. You know, um, next one that I was hoping this album would be a little bit better. 1349, um, Norwegian black metal, um, The Wolf and the King. I, it's a good album. Um, Again, I like the older 1349, Hellfire, uh, Cauldron of Chaos, um, Infernal Path. You know, it's not a bad album. It's not. Um, I can see where it's 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 black metal, but more of a modern feel to it. Um, Shadow Point was one of the songs that stuck out to me. Um, Vocally, it's 1349. Uh, Vocals aren't bad. It has that that old school Norwegian, vocal. Um, the Vessel in the Story, or I'm sorry, the Vessel in the Storm. Another track that stuck out to me. Um, um, Inferior Pathways. I just think it's not, you know, a great black metal album. Um, it's a good album for the time, I think. Um, it's like some of the songs could have been broken down more. Some of the songs trail on, I think, a little bit too much, but it's not a really, really bad album. Like I said, I've been a fan of 1349 for a while. I love that black metal from Norway, Scandinavia, thing like that. But again, 1349, Wolf and the King. It came out on Season of Mist Records. Um, Let me know what you think in the comments. All right. Again, 1349. Check them out. Next one I'm going to talk about is a band that I've been into for a very long time. New album by Graham Magus. I absolutely love these guys. Album is titled Sunraven. They're from Sweden. Uh, Very doomy sludge band, like a stoner feel, um, like a melodic heavy metal type band. Um, Came out on Nuclear Blast Records. Um, if you know these guys, you know what I'm talking about. If you're into like Candle Mass, Saint Vitus, um, Trouble, any bands along that line, definitely. Um, I know their last one, um, Wolf God, came out in 2019, so these guys were overdue for a record. Um, if you guys remember their past ones, Hammer of the North came out 2009, I think 2010. Um, Wolf Returns 15, I believe it was, and The Hunt 2012. I saw these guys a couple years ago. Phenomenal. They opened up for think it was At the Gates and Amount of Mirth, if I'm not mistaken. Mrs. Metalhead will, you know, remember that for me. She, this is one of her favorite bands. Really not a bad record. I like these guys. Like I say, if you're into that doomy, stoner type of sound, like a sludge feel, like a. I always say if you like Trench Hell, listen to these guys. Very clean vocals, doomy, heavy record. Some of the tracks that I absolutely love off this record: Winter Storms, The Black Lake, Grendel, title track Sun Raven. Heavy album, doomy album. Like a very melodic heavy metal type. Some thrash parts to it, a little bit. I just like how the heaviness of the guitars and the bass in this. And it, I've been a fan of these guys for a long time. If you guys haven't seen these guys, go check them out. I think they're amazing live. Again, Grand Magus, Sun Raven out on Nuclear Blast Records. Check these guys out. Alright, one of the last ones, and then we get into a couple other things that I've recently found that I've been wanting to get. Softness on Moribund Records. This is like their, I don't know, 12th release. If you're into like, I'm sorry, Into the Nocturne is the record. Softness, Moribund Records. They're from Pennsylvania. Darkened thrash metal, blackened thrash metal, blackened death metal. It has every aspect of black metal to it. Some war metal also. If you're into like Goat Lord, Acheron, early Behemoth even, Godless Rising, even Hell Ripper. That when I first heard Hell Ripper, that their style, they were the first band I thought of when I first Hell Ripper. And Hell Ripper, I actually love Hell Ripper. Also, Goat Lord and Necrophagia. Yeah, so definitely very heavy record. Not a bad track, in my opinion, at all. I think these guys have made some of the best black and thrash metal albums, dark and death metal albums, war metal albums. I know I'm behind on a few other things. I first heard these guys. It's funny. These guys have been up since '88, 87, 88. They have a bunch of demos out from them. They've been on numerous splits, a few compilations. I first heard them in, I think, I want to say '98, maybe 2000. So yeah, I got a few of their things. I'm missing a few of their albums. I guess I think they have like 11, maybe 12 records out now. So definitely, Sathanas, Moribund Records, into the Nocturne. If you like that, the Hell Ripper, like I said, Venom even. Early Venom. Definitely check these guys out. All right, that was some of my 2024 stuff that I've been spinning. Um, there's a couple of things I picked up recently. Mind you, I still got a thing that I got here from Hell's Headbangers a few days ago that I'm still going through. I'm gonna do a um, unboxing on most of the stuff that's in that box. I'm still going through it. I've been busy doing other things. Um, there's a couple of things that I picked up, basically albums that I'm replacing. Um, Sargeist, um, Black, Black Devotion, Black Devotion will let the devil in. Um, this has like five, or actually, I'm sorry, four records on here, and a split. This comes with um, Satanic Black Devotion, Tyner Returns, which is I love that record by them. Uh, Let the Devil In, uh, uh, Disciple of the Heinous Path. This is on Back in Black Records. Um, the split they did was with Heimlich, I believe. I want to say Heimlich. I might be mistaken on that one. But it's basically four of their albums plus a split EP. Sargeist. Um, I had most of the records. They got stolen from me. So when I saw this, I I definitely scooped it up. I know there's a bunch of records of them that they're supposed to come up with another one like this that they're releasing basically their entire catalog on like a 5 disc collection. I know Nuclear Blast did it a few years back with a few bands. I think Metal Blade did it a couple times also. But definitely, if you're into, if you want to get a band's, you know, a good chunk of their catalog, this has like I said, 4 or 5 albums on it. It comes with all the original artwork. Um, like most bands, black metal bands, Sargeist is one of those bands that didn't want to put their names out there or their faces. A lot of them don't even put the lyrics. Um, Sargeist is, I think they're a Finnish band. Um, Satanic cult band, anti-Christian, anti-church band. Um, I did some of the dirtiest gnarly black metal, going today, in my opinion. Um, I guess my one of my favorite albums by them, uh, Tyranny Returns. I had these, they got stolen, so I saw them and I quickly grabbed this. He said, Sargeist, definitely check them out. Also, a band that I loved growing up. One of my favorite lead singers of all time, Y&T. Yesterday and Today, as they're commonly known. This is a Earthquake, the A&M years, 81 to 85. You got Earthshaker on this, Black Tiger, Mean Streak, and Rock We Trust. Down for the Count, and then that one live on the Friday Rock Show. I think that was from Europe, if I'm not mistaken. One of my favorite lead singers, Dave Menichetti, absolute amazing lead singer. Two of my favorite albums by them, Mean Streak and Black Tiger. These guys were absolutely huge in the 80s. early 90s. They're still going too. Um, Very like a Saxon almost. Saxon like a Scorpions. Um, I would say like a Halloween. Um, in some aspects of them. Uh, I know a lot of people compared them to early Van Halen back in the day. Because it was just the way Dave Meniketti it was on stage. I think Dave Meniketti is and was one of the best lead singers ever. Um, but definitely, if you guys remember the old Y&T, check it out. This came out on A&M Records, I believe. Yeah, yeah. Definitely, if you like those like I do, especially Y&T, check it out. All right, I want to end this with everybody knows. I'm sure everybody in the metal world knows the late great Paul Diano passed away yesterday, age of 66. Um, Lead singer from Maiden on the very first two Maiden albums. Um, for me personally, I've been a lifelong Maiden fan. Um, it's funny, I had to go back one album. Um, first two first two times I ever heard Maiden were Killers and Number of the Beast. I was 7, I believe, something in that range. It was like 42 years ago, 43 years ago, whatever it was. Um, First time I heard it was Killers, and I was hooked on it. And then I heard um, Run to the Hills, um, Number of the Beast, and I was hooked. But Paul Diano was an amazing lead singer. He had amazing side projects. Um, he's like, the I did lead singer that paved the way for Maiden. Um, that got a lot of us into them. I think he had a very unique style vocal. He could hit the highs, he could hit the lows, he could hit the mediums. So that's why I say keep those horns up for Diano. Blast that Maiden. Um, you know, 66 years old. It's way too young. I know he had some medical issues a few years ago. I think he had a stroke or something along that line. He was in and out of hospitals, and they said a lot of medication that he was on for his illnesses that he was dealing with wasn't really helping him. It was making him worse. But he was out and about for a little bit too. Um, before he passed. So definitely keep those horns going. All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Have a great day. If you want to leave any comments, thoughts about the albums I just did, feel free. Drop it in the comment box. I'll definitely get back to you. Again, I'm working on a bunch of things. I got some stacks here, stacks on the floor, and some stacks over there. So I'm working on a couple things. I'm also going to be working on like a top 50 best of for 2024, which I'm probably not going to do that until like late December, probably between Christmas and New Year's. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Stay hard, stay heavy, stay brutal, stay metal. Keep those horns going. This is the Bulldog saying, if you can do something, make it count. I'm out.